Take a moment and visualize your ideal social life. You have so many friends, deep and nice friendships. You go places together, you experience new things, new parts of life together. Maybe you go in nature, you go on hikes. Maybe you go to nice restaurants and sports events. When you walk down the street, heads are turning. You are so charismatic and magnetic. You get all the validation you ever desired. But what if all of that is just a lie? What if the thing you've been visualizing is actually unachievable? But you know it's achievable actually because you see it in friends around you, you see it in people around you, and maybe even in movies. So it is achievable, isn't it? The facade, the facade at least is achievable. But as life proves to us time and time again, our projection over the things we desire, over how that feels when we achieve it, is very, very different than how it actually feels like when we actually manage to achieve it. So, your projection of how you would feel when you get that ideal social life, that's not the same as how it would feel on a regular basis. And the thing is also that once you manage to get that, it just becomes the new normality, and you will still desire something else. Now that's a nice reminder for you to value your friendships more. Because I'm sure you have some friends now. Maybe you have a couple of die-hard friends, people you know really well, they know you really well. You are there for one another in times of need, and you experience so many nice areas of life together. Okay, it's not perfect. They they have traits you don't like. You have traits they don't like, but you get along so well, and you have so many nice memories together. Yet something inside you just wants more. Something inside you keeps working and hoping that that vision of your perfect social life will come true one day. But what do you actually want? What will that lifestyle and social life actually give you? Validation. You seek all of those experiences, not just to have friends and to experience life together and, to dive deep in these friendships and bond with people. You just want that to feel good enough. Because you've set yourself this law, this rule, that if you would be able to become that person, you would feel good enough. That would prove you that you are worthy of friendships, of people's validation and attraction. But the truth is that even if you got that, if I could just snap my fingers like this right now and give you the life you desire, you would still not feel good enough. Of course, you would feel high on dopamine for a while, but it will go away sooner than you realize. Because the only thing that can make you feel good enough is removing all conditions altogether and just being good enough, feeling good enough right now because you already are good enough. I used to have such a twisted perception of socializing. I don't really know why this happened, but I saw socializing as being uncomfortable. Like in my perception, in my subconscious, socializing meant uncomfortability, social uncomfortability, tension, performing. So you can just imagine that talking to my family wasn't socializing in my perception. Even to the extended family, no. Spending time with my close friends, nah, that's not socializing. What's socializing? Being in huge groups of people where I feel anxious. What's socializing? Going ahead and talking to new people that I've never talked to before. So you see, my mind was just playing these tricks all the time. And I was just chasing and chasing and chasing validation and the approval of new people because I just believed that new people would make me feel good enough, right? And if I have a lot of people and a lot of people validating me, basically, then it's pretty unlikely that then it's gonna be pretty unlikely that I am a loser because people are attracted to cool people. Isn't that the case? Well, yeah, but it doesn't really work like that because you can just imagine that I became a bit of a people pleaser. Nothing huge, but like I would just follow validation all the time subconsciously. I wasn't even aware of this. Don't think that I was just like, yeah, please like me, please like me. But it was just this subconscious thing ruling my mind, ruling my life from the shadows. So for me, this was nothing different than the concept of chasing new clothes, or new events, or new fragrances, or new shoes, or just these materialistic desires. And for you, it's probably the same. The new thing, the new friend that you've just got, the new group of friends you've just integrated in, will soon just become the normality, and you will want more and more and more. And you can scale it up infinitely. Like, basically, we are 8 billion people ish. So it's not really infinitely, but that's a huge number of people anyway. And you'll never be able to befriend every single one of them. We obviously know that. But the point here is that our brains just adapt very quickly to what's new. Of course, in the beginning, it's all that dopamine and all of those weird sensations that we kind of like but are kind of stressful as well because we don't really know the other persons very well. But after a while, it becomes normality. It's been like this with the friends you currently have. There was a time when you didn't know each other, and then you just became friends. And now, everything's chill. There is no drama. But that's a very, very good sign. Because the lack of drama is a sign that you have a great relationship. And the presence of drama, on the other hand, is a sign that you are probably anxious and insecure. Because our insecurities are the cause of all this inner drama, of that voice just comparing you to people all the time, and your flaws to their perfect traits, your abilities to one another, the way you dress, the way you talk, the subtle details in your body language and making eye contact, and people reacting to you in comparison to how people react to another person. But that's unnatural. That's a red flag. The good, the healthy way of interacting with your friends, with your acquaintances, or even with strangers is to have none of that drama. To just be calm, to be relaxed, to not be there to take validation, give me validation. No, you're there to give your gift, to give what you have to give as a human being, your presence. That's so much more valuable. In this pursuit of getting new friends, better friendships, better experiences, new, with this approach, you are just neglecting your current friendships. You are taking away your presence from the people that deserve it the most. Your closest friends, the people that truly love you, that would sacrifice things for you. You are slowly but surely paving your path towards destroying those friendships, and you're not even realizing that. You will only realize this when it's too late, most likely. Because you're just chasing. I want more. I want something new. Because what I currently have is boring. There's no drama anymore, it's all linear. But why don't you take the initiative to dive deeper? Because even if you have one person to talk to, maybe it's your partner, maybe it's a family member, maybe it's one friend, the amount, like the depth in which you can get to in that relationship, in a conversation with them, talking about the mysteries of the universe, or psychology facts, or hypotheses of how large the universe actually is, and what happened throughout history, and how our ancestors used to live, or what's going to be in the future. There are so many subjects to dive deep into, and you can have these brilliant conversations where you don't even need anything else. All you need is just the two of you being present there and diving deep in a conversation, being in a flow state. It takes your mind away from everything that is you, and you are just connecting with them, talking so deeply. It's a very bonding experience. You've probably had it, didn't you? And you've probably liked it as well. Yet you're still chasing, you still see it as, I mean, yeah, it's kind of cool that I went through that, but I still want more. You can't consciously word it like this, but your subconscious is still seeking for more because your subconscious still believes that you are not good enough. So, why aren't you not good enough? What's holding you back? What is the reason that your friendships are gonna be destroyed? Take a moment and think about that. Are you really going to allow such a shallow reason, like the validation of people you don't even care about? Are you gonna really let that destroy the friendships you currently have? Now, of course, the friends you currently have are not perfect in every single domain, but maybe there is this one friend that you vibe with on psychology terms, right? And you could really debate this psychology stuff a lot with them, with that person. But maybe you have another friend who's more adventurous, and you go in nature together and explore new places, and you go on mini hikes on mountains and stuff like that. And maybe you have another friend that's good at a sport you're playing, and the two of you go to play that sport pretty often. But you can't really dive into psychology talks with that guy because they are just not into it. But that's fine. You don't have to have one friend or 10 friends that are just into everything that you are into. You can just have them, one friend is into this and I'm into this as well. So we are matching, we can get along, we can have a great time together in that domain, in that niche. But then I have this other friend that I have three common niches with, and I can experience three niches of life and domains of life and dive deep in those domains together with. Like, you don't need thousands of people's validation. Value what you currently have because it's so priceless and you don't even realize it. Now, your friends also, they might not be the coolest persons. Maybe they don't get the validation from people either. So you're not the proudest to be around them because a cool guy sees you or a cool girl sees you with that person, so your status is just diminishing. Fuck that. That sounds so horrible. Are you with them just to be validated? Really? Is everything about validation? They don't have to be cool to be your friends. You just have to like them. And all of these all of these judgments of, that guy is cooler and that guy is more of a loser, they are so toxic. There is no place for that in friendships. Now, of course, if your friends have traits that you believe would drag you down in life, then that might be a reason to stop the friendship. Yeah, that's a valid reason. But just because they don't dress as nicely or just because they don't have 10,000 likes on social media, that's not a good reason to be ashamed of your friends. Be proud of your friends. You have something so valuable. And ultimately realize that you are the king of your own life. There was never anyone like you, and there never will. You are unique from this perspective. You only have one life, and if you spend it chasing validation, it will drain you of energy. Years will pass by, you will rush your way towards death. This is very deep and dark stuff that you probably don't want to talk about or think about, but this is the ultimate truth. And what you have is in the present moment. You have your friends, and you can literally pause this video right now and write a text message to one of your friends, ask them how they are doing, maybe plan a meeting or going out in nature in the following days or something like that. That's so much better than just chasing validation all the time. And when you manage to shift your perspective like this, you are so much more present even. You can look them in the eye directly. You can just be there, present in the conversation, instead of just looking left and right and being aware of everyone that's around you, being aware of the possibility that they might look at you and you have to have a great posture and your hair has to be perfect. And because you have to be pretty, that's how you get appreciation, and your clothes have to lay perfectly on you. Stop being aware of all of those useless and shallow aspects. And focus on what you have, because what you have is valuable, what you have is deep, what you have is connection, true connection, and that's priceless. Value your friends, really.